Imagine a seemingly ordinary day in a quiet neighborhood where a heated dispute turns into something much darker. A black man, minding his own business, finds himself the victim of a cruel act of destruction, his house burned to the ground. And the person responsible? A woman who walks into his courtroom unfazed, like nothing ever happened. The audacity, the injustice, it's almost too much to bear. This is a story of racism, privilege, and the heart-wrenching reality that unfolds when systems protect the wrong people. In a suburban neighborhood that's supposed to be safe, where neighbors wave at each other from their front porches, a man named Marcus has spent years building a life for himself and his family. He's worked tirelessly to create a home, a sanctuary from the pressures of a society that's never been easy for him. But the tranquility of this picturesque street is shattered by a single woman, a neighbor named Karen who becomes fixated on Marcus. It starts with petty complaints, the kind of casual racism that makes Marcus's blood boil, his lawn, his music, the way he parks his car. Little things at first, but the undertones of hostility are unmistakable. Then the complaints escalate, and one night everything changes. The flames of hatred are literal now, and Marcus wakes up to the sound of sirens. His house, his life's work is engulfed in flames. The community watches, some in horror, some in silence. But what makes this story different is what happens next. The woman who set the fire walks into the courtroom with a smile, acting as if the whole thing were a trivial accident. The calmness in her demeanor is chilling. The system, which should have been there to protect Marcus, seems to be siding with her. Her race, her status, her privilege. Marcus can't believe his eyes. After weeks of dealing with insurance claims, the trauma of losing everything, and the pain of seeing his community divided, he finally has a chance to face his accuser in court. But as Karen sits there in her pressed suit, her eyes scanning the room as if she's above it all, something shifts in Marcus. The weight of the moment presses down on him. The idea that this woman who had no respect for his life, his family, or his existence, now stands before him. As if nothing ever happened, the room feels like a pressure cooker. Marcus's lawyer presents evidence, showing that Karen's actions were deliberate and hateful. The arson was no accident. It was a manifestation of deep-rooted racism and personal vendettas masked as neighborhood disputes. The pictures of his house, burned to the ground, lay on the table, but there's something in the air that's even harder to handle. The cold indifference of the judge, the jury, and the audience. And Karen? She's unfazed. Her lawyer twists the facts, making Marcus's trauma seem exaggerated. The jury looks on, some nodding, others frowning, but nothing changes. It's as if this is just another case, another day in court. For Marcus, it feels like a repeat of the world he's known all his life. A world where people like him are often seen as less, and the guilty often go free. Marcus's emotions intensify as the courtroom scene unfolds. He feels the deep burn of injustice, a fire that doesn't end with the burning of his home, but continues to consume him from the inside out. He begins to question everything he's believed in. Can justice really prevail when the system is so clearly broken? The tension in the courtroom reaches a boiling point. The judge, a man with a history of favoring those with wealth and status, begins to dismiss the charges. The atmosphere is electric with disbelief, and Marcus can hardly contain his frustration. He's lost so much, his home, his peace of mind, his sense of safety, and now it feels like the system is about to strip him of the only thing left, his dignity. As Karen's lawyer smiles triumphantly, Marcus stands. He's had enough. His heart pounds in his chest, and for a moment time stands still. The audience watches in complete silence as he takes a step forward. He's not just fighting for his house anymore. He's fighting for his humanity, for the dignity stolen from him in countless moments like this. What happens next is shocking. Marcus, with the weight of years of oppression, walks out of the courtroom, not with violence, but with a voice that shakes the foundation of everything that's been done to him. He speaks out against the injustice, the racism that has taken root so deeply in his life, and the fear that has governed every decision he's made. His words are a powerful declaration, one that cuts through the room and leaves everyone stunned. The judge is forced to address the matter in ways he never anticipated, and Karen's smug attitude begins to waver. Marcus leaves the courtroom knowing that the battle isn't over. In fact, it's just beginning. His words have sparked something in others, a sense of solidarity, a recognition that they cannot stay silent in the face of injustice. The fight for racial equality is not one man's struggle. It's everyone's. The story doesn't end with a definitive win. Marcus doesn't walk out with a huge check or a perfectly rebuilt home. What he walks out with is something even more valuable: his voice. He has exposed the cracks in the system, and with that, he's given others the courage to stand up too. The community, which had remained quiet in the background, is now coming together. People who were once silent are speaking out, and the momentum for change begins to build. Marcus realizes that the impact of his stand is far bigger than just the trial. It's about the larger fight for justice, for equality, and for a future where people of all races are treated with dignity. In the end, Marcus's story serves as a reminder: change doesn't happen because we stay silent. It happens when we stand up, speak out, and demand a world where justice is truly for all.